Hi friends, welcome to my channel Interesting Engineering. In our video today, we shall discuss about low power factor wattmeter, LPF wattmeter. In our previous video, we have already discussed about electrodynamometer type wattmeter. Electrodynamometer type wattmeter is also called a unity power factor wattmeter. So it is mainly used in a resistive circuit, whereas when there is a possibility for inductive effect in a circuit, we go for low power factor wattmeter. This is because it can be used only for measuring power factor higher than 1. So this LPF wattmeter can measure power values even under low power factor conditions. So this instrument is mainly employed in an inductive circuit. So first we shall see what's the need for LPF wattmeter. In the case of ordinary electrodynamometer wattmeter, when we make use of that instrument for measuring power under low power factor condition, we could able to obtain a erroneous measurement. So what's the reason for this erroneous measurement is because of two main factors. One is the low deflecting torque under low power factor condition. So we would have already studied about the torque equation for a electrodynamometer wattmeter. So the torque equation is nothing but TD is equal to IP I by K cos phi dm by d theta. So in the case of electrodynamometer wattmeter, the torque equation depends on the current values in both the pressure as well as current coil and the power factor condition. So when the power factor is very less, at that case, since the torque equation is directly proportional to cos phi term, when the power value reduces, the torque will also reduce. So it is because even under full value of deflection in the current coils, there will be lesser amount of TD for a low power factor condition. And the second reason is due to the presence of error due to the pressure coil inductance. So we would have already discussed about the pressure coil inductance, effect of pressure coil inductance. So the pressure coil is not only resistive, it is also there will also be little amount of inductive reactance in the pressure coil. That inductive reactance, due to that inductive reactance, there creates error, and that error we can represent the error in a power measurement due to the pressure coil inductance is denoted by error E is equal to VI sin phi tan beta. So this is the error equation due to pressure coil inductance. So this we have already seen about it in the errors in electrodynamometer discussion. So due to the presence of pressure coil inductance, there creates error. So that error, how to eliminate that error also we have already discussed. The inverse of inductive reactance is nothing but the capacitive reactance. So by introducing a capacitor in parallel with the portion of resistance connected in series with the pressure coil, can eliminate the error due to the pressure coil inductance. So by means of which we can eliminate the error due to pressure coil inductance. So these are the two main factors which makes us to go for another type of wattmeter. That is nothing but the first main reason is low deflecting torque. So even for full scale deflection of current value in both the current coil and pressure coil, the deflecting torque will be less, and the second factor is due to the presence of pressure coil inductance. So due to these two factors, we go for a low power factor wattmeter instead of electrodynamometer wattmeter. So to the same electrodynamometer wattmeter, we can make it to act as a low power factor wattmeter by introducing special features in its construction part. So by means of which we could able to obtain a low power factor wattmeter even from a electrodynamometer wattmeter. So let's discuss about what are all the features that we have to add to make a electrodynamometer wattmeter to act as a LPF wattmeter. The first feature that we have to add is a small value of resistance for pressure coil circuit. Since the torque equation depends on pressure coil current as well as the current coil current, the current through the pressure coil has to be increased so that the deflecting torque can be improved. So to increase the current through the pressure coil, we need to make the resistance in the pressure coil circuit to be as a low value. So by means of which we can increase the current through the pressure coil circuit. So when the pressure coil current increases, the deflecting torque also increases. The next factor we have to introduce, next feature that we have to introduce is the addition of compensating coil in the current coil. So when we increase the current through the pressure coil, the coil gets damaged. So to avoid such damage to the pressure coil, we go for another compensating coil that is connected in parallel, that is in series with the current coil. So a compensating coil is added in series with the current coil. Look here, this is the compensating coil that we are connecting in series with the current coil. So this is added to eliminate the error due to increase in current in this pressure coil circuit. So as I said earlier, we are increasing the current through the pressure coil to increase the deflecting torque. So when we increase the current through this pressure coil, the pressure coil gets damaged. So to avoid the effect due to the increase in current, we are adding a compensating coil over this current coil, so that will compensate for the increase in current over this pressure coil circuit. So this is the second feature that we have to add to make this electrodynamometer to work as a LPF wattmeter. The third feature that we have to introduce is a capacitor has to be added in parallel with the resistance to compensate for error due to pressure coil inductance. As I said earlier, due to pressure coil inductance, that creates error. So that error we have to eliminate. So to eliminate that error, we go for a capacitor. So the capacitor compensates for the error due to pressure coil inductance. So that capacitor is connected in parallel with the resistor here. So the capacitor is connected in parallel with the portion of the resistor. So this capacitor eliminates or compensates for the effect due to the pressure coil inductance. So this is the third feature we are introducing, and the last feature is we must reduce the value of control torque so that there won't be any damage to the string. That is, in this LPF wattmeter, the deflecting torque is very less. So to compensate for this the control torque is nothing but the opposite torque that has to be introduced to bring this pointer to remain in a steady position. So when the control torque is very heavy, there will be a sudden effect on the pointer, so that it will be showing some erroneous reading. So to eliminate such effect, we reduce the control torque to a lesser value, so that it will compensate for the deflecting torque that is developed in the meter. So these are all the 4 features that we have to add in a LPF in a electrodynamometer wattmeter to act as a LPF wattmeter. So based on these features, the circuit changes as in this way. So here we are having a current coil at the top. This current coil is connected in series with the load. So this current coil carries the load current. The pressure coil is connected across the supply voltage. So the pressure coil will be carrying current proportional to the voltage applied over here. So here, due to the presence of pressure coil inductance, that creates error. So that error is eliminated by making a capacitor in parallel with the portion of this resistor. And since we reduce the value of resistance of this pressure coil, current through this coil will be high. So due to the high value of current in this pressure coil, it gets damaged. So to avoid the damage of this pressure coil, we connect a compensating coil in series with this current coil. So this compensating coil will eliminate the effect due to the increase in current through this pressure coil. So this is the modified circuit of this electrodynamometer wattmeter into a LPF wattmeter. So by making use of this sort of arrangement, we can able to measure power in a AC circuit even under low power factor condition. So this is the major advantage of using this arrangement, and this is about this LPF wattmeter. So we shall discuss about energy meter in our next discussion. So for more videos, keep watching. Please subscribe and share. Thanks for watching.